Welcome back, everybody, to Field to the Food. Hope you enjoyed the last video. Today we're going to go over growing crops. And there's an old saying that we survive on two things: water and 6 inches of topsoil. That's just an old saying, that it rains and then we have dirt, 6 inches of topsoil, 3 inches of topsoil, whatever it may be. And if you really think about that, that's true. So water to us, especially in the produce business and agricultural just in general, is very, very important. And we take it very, very serious. And today I'm just going to show you our irrigation system. We pump a lot of water, but we try to be extremely sustainable and cautious of that water. So we're going to start down here at the creek. We're very, very fortunate that we have a creek. And one of the rules is when you irrigate out of a creek, whatever the flow, the gallons per minute, we measure the creek. Whatever is flowing during that creek, we cannot take more than half that water out of the creek. So whoever's downstream from the creek, that they have plenty of water. Follow along as I take you over by the pump. We're actually pumping water now. So I'll show you a little bit of everything. So as you can see behind me is down in here, you can see that that's our suction line. On the end of that suction line, there's a little filter. And then it comes up here and goes up through that yellow hose, and we prime the pump, and then it goes through the pump, which pressurizes everything. And that pump is pumping about 250 to 300 gallons a minute. So I'll take you back up here, close this gate. Try not to get electrocuted at the same time. Hopefully this, you can hear me over top of this. But again, there's our pump, and right now we're pumping about 70 PSI, and it's going through a 3-inch lay, that's what we call lay flat hose. And that hose goes the whole way up there, the whole way down, goes under a railroad track, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But I think it's about 2,800, almost 3,000 feet that we are pumping water. So I'm gonna hop back in the truck and I'll give the camera to my son, and he can show you how far this hose has gone. So now just stop. That line goes down there probably about another 50 yards, maybe a football field length, and goes underneath the railroad track where there's a drain pipe underneath the railroad track. And then you can, I don't know if you can see it, it comes up here, and comes into this filtration system. It's just like a pool filter. There's sand and gravel in that filtration system, and it comes out as clean water, okay, and goes through this contraption. This is basically a fertilizer injector, and what we do is basically there's Miracle-Gro in this. It's a special blend of different micronutrients in the tank, and it's sucking it out there through this. This is called a fertilizer injector system, and I can adjust. If you look real close there, I'm injecting about 20 gallons of that solution that's in the tank. I'm injecting about 20 gallons per hour of that. This piece here is a backflow prevention device. We don't want any of this micronutrients going back down into the creek. There's all kinds of pressure valves. And then that line comes up here. That line will come the whole way up here, and it goes the whole way through our field. I mean, basically this is about 12 or 15 acres. that will eventually grow. This open block right here, this is all going to be tomatoes. There'll be about 12 or 15,000 plants of tomatoes. There's something that we're not very proud of, but we'll be on that today. That's wasting water, and that's something that we do not want to do. We're just setting this whole irrigation system up today. It's something you got to do every spring. But I'll walk up in here to our strawberries, and I'll show you how the water then goes into the strawberry beds. Years ago, we depended just solely on the rain, and or we did overhead irrigation. Like, that just wastes a lot of water. There's a lot of evaporation in that water. And this new technology, I mean, it's been around for years, but we have drip lines. It might be similar to where some homeowners, yourself, may have little water lines, soaker hoses. That's basically what they are. So that comes out of that filter, comes up into here, okay? And we can turn these on or off, okay? And then this hose, it's putting the nutrients and the water exactly where it needs it. There you can kind of see that one dripping. There's a little slit. I don't know if you can see that slit there or not. It just slowly drips. This should be actually underneath in the dirt, but it's not. We had a bad drip line, so we had to pull one through. But yeah, that normally you can see that it goes underneath here and is laid on top of dirt. You can see how wet that dirt is compared to that dirt in underneath there. But that goes the whole length, and it's tied off at the very end. It is putting the water, we're only using water when we're irrigating, we're only putting it exactly where it needs. We're not putting any water between this part here where we sprayed that acid that we talked about before. We're not putting any water here because we don't need water there. We only want to put water here on the strawberries. That old saying that I said in the beginning of the video, that we survive based on two things: that it rains, water, and two, the 6 inches of topsoil that I'm walking on right now. But that's how we survive. And if I think about it, there's plenty of dirt, but water is a very, very scarce commodity. Very scarce commodity, and we take it serious. Just like this leak over here, we'll be on that here probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, that's just wasting water, and that's something that we take pride in, and that's why we probably 5 or 6 years ago have switched to what this is called a drip irrigation system. It uses a lot less water. We can dial in our micronutrients, and that's just how we do it. So anyway, like always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, hit the like button, comment below. The reason we did this video is the amount of acres that we grow, and we're not big compared to California for Lancaster County. We're an average Lancaster County farmer. But a lot of people ask us, like, how do we fertilize? How do we water all those crops? Because, you know, it takes, just in your little garden, it takes a lot of water to produce, you know, your vegetable crops and fruit. So it takes an enormous amount of water. But like always, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and the comments below. That's where this video came from. I got a lot of those questions before. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And like always, I will always say this at the end of the video, and I hope you guys appreciate it. Just always remember that it's 76 and sunny somewhere.